Hello everyone, this is your English teacher and today we are going to read a story called A Mother is Hope from our Improve Your English series. You can find the link to buy this book in the description below or you can read along with me for free here on our channel. Before we start reading, let me explain how this series works so that you get the most out of it. So this is a series for intermediate learners, so the vocabulary and grammar are not too simple, but also not too advanced in this book. There are 15 stories and each story has between 250and400words. The stories were written especially for this series so all the stories are original. At the end of the book, you will find extra exercises to help you improve your vocabulary, grammar, and also some key expressions from the stories, and if you want to take it one step further, you can record yourself while you read these stories and then you can listen to yourself and see if you can identify areas that you need to improve. Now about the story, it's about a mother who never gives up hope. Let's jump right into the story. My son, my little boy, when will you leave home? When will you be independent? These are questions that many parents ask themselves. This is what was going through Margaret's mind as she sat at her kitchen table. She looked at the photographs of her son on the table. They showed a beautiful young man with a bright future ahead of him. She remembered the day he left home to attend college in another city. He had been accepted by 3 universities. He could have chosen any of them, but he chose the university far from home. Why did he do that? It was so hard for her to understand. His father, George, came into the kitchen. "Who do you think you are?" he said. "You should have known. He's just like you, always running away from home." "Don't talk to me like that," said Margaret. "I didn't raise a quitter. David may live far from us, he may be slow to call us, but he's doing great. That's all that matters. He's been living on his own for 2 years now. Don't you think it's time he moved in with someone? He's got to learn to live with other people." George said. "He will," replied Margaret, "when he meets the right person. He will." Their son, David, had just graduated from university. He was looking for a job in education. He wanted to be a teacher. There were many positions available, but he did not qualify because he didn't have enough experience. David sent out application after application without success. Months went by and David began to lose hope. He had no money and soon he would have no place to live. He called his mother. "Mom, I haven't found a job yet. I don't know what I'm going to do." "You're going to be fine, sweetheart. Just keep trying," she said confidently. "But I don't have much longer to wait. My landlord wants me out by the end of the month," David said anxiously. "Don't worry, David, everything will work out. How much do you owe your landlord?" "About 6 months' rent. I don't know how I'm going to get that kind of money," David answered sadly. "Leave it to me. I'll send you a check right away," said his mother. The next day, David received a check from his mother for exactly the amount he needed. With this money, he paid his landlord and he was able to stay in his apartment for another month. Meanwhile, Margaret was thinking about her son. Where could he possibly live if he couldn't live with her? He couldn't move back in with her. Her son was a grown man and she didn't want to take care of him like a baby. Then she had an idea. She had an old friend named Anne who lived in a small house with a large garden and had many hobbies, and she spent most of her time in her garden. Margaret visited her friend and explained her situation. "Can my son live with you until he gets on his feet? I promise you, he will help you with the garden and you won't even notice he's there," Margaret said. "Of course, he can live here. It's such a big house anyway. I don't know what I would do without you." "Margaret, thank you so much for helping my son," Anne said happily, and that is how David managed to save money and eventually find a small apartment of his own. Now let's talk about the story. What is the main idea of this story? The story is about a mother who never loses hope in her son. Even when her husband believes that their son is a quitter, she still believes he will make something of himself. Who is the main character of this story? The main character of this story is David's mother. What are some character traits that describe this character? We can say that she is hopeful, positive, and caring. She never loses hope in her son, even when he is down on his luck, and she is always there for him when he needs her. Let's look at some of the new words from the story. No yi. Independent. To be independent means to be able to live and make decisions on your own. For example, one of the questions that many teenagers ask themselves is when they will be independent from their parents. Number I. Quitter. A quitter is a person who gives up too easily. For example, David's father thinks that his son is a quitter because he is unemployed and living at home. No sigh. Anxious. If you are anxious, it means that you are worried or nervous about something. For example, David was anxious when he talked to his mom because he was worried about his situation. And number Su. On one's own. To be on your own means to be alone, to be by yourself. For example, David was unable to pay his rent and he was afraid of being on his own. Okay, now it's your turn. Share with me what you learned from this story. Write in the comments section below. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our new videos. And now let me ask you some questions about the story so that I can see if you understood everything. Remember, write your answers in the comments section below. Question no yi. Why did David choose a university far from home? Question no r. Why was David anxious when he called his mother? Question no sai. What did David's mother do when she learned that he needed money? Question no si. What does it mean to be independent? And question no wu. Why was Margaret's son living with his friend Anne? Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.